Hey, 8th grade. All right, so this is going to be the how to make a 1-point perspective room. So it's an interior room instead of the outside like we've done in the past with the cubes, the cityscape. This is inside. We're going to make a room. You're still going to start the same way. We still need a horizon line. Your horizon line is basically your eye line, okay? So you're going to start with your line going across your whole paper. I know it's light, but I keep it light because especially for this project, you are going to be erasing, okay? So you need to be able to erase it. Otherwise, you're going to see the shadows of this. The next point, you're going to put that 1 point, that vanishing point right in the center. Make it just a little bit bigger so y'all can see it a little bit better. Okay. And now I'm going to draw a line from the vanishing point to each of my corners. Okay. So vanishing point to my bottom right. Vanishing point to my bottom left. Got a little sketchy up here, but that's okay because that part will get erased anyway. Alright. Vanishing point to my top left and vanishing point to my top right. Do not be tempted to just go across the whole thing because it won't be right. Okay? Do it from the vanishing point to the corner. Don't just draw through the rest of it. Alright. The next step, you're going to make a rectangle in the center. Okay? So what I'm going to do is just from this line to that line, I'm going to draw a line. Okay? Make sure my line is straight. I'm going to draw a line from there to there. Okay? I'm going to draw a line from here to here. And now I'm going to connect it, the last spot, from here to here. Okay? So now we've got the start of my room. It might not look like it to you, but I'm going to show you how. Okay, inside this square, this is the wall at the end of your room. Okay, so I can erase. I'm going to still keep my vanishing point because I'm still going to need to use that for the objects in the room because they're still going to go to that vanishing point. So that's going to be the last thing that I erase. But I'm going to erase all of my lines in here. Okay. Okay, and I want you to think about if there was a person in this room, this is where their eye line would be. Okay, so they would be, you know, this tall here. As they go in the room, it's going to appear like they're getting smaller, but they're not. And notice that their eye line would stay in the same spot. Okay. We don't really need to keep these. I'm getting like smudges all over my paper. I think it's from my ruler. You can actually erase it. Okay, and now we have the start of our 1-point perspective room. You have to decide what type of room you're going to make. I think it's easier if I just have everybody make bedroom. So that's what we're going to go for with this project. So now the next thing that I'm going to create is going to be the bed. If I put the bed along this wall, then the head area and the foot area will go back to this vanishing point, and everything else will kind of like, I'll show you, hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I keep a straight line. This is going to be for my headboard. Okay. The bed itself will probably end right about here. Make it about this big. Alright, so what we need to do right here is this has to kind of go back to that vanishing point. Okay, we don't want it to go into the wall. Let me just do the bed part first. So we've got this part. I'm going to have to erase part of that little line there. Okay. Okay, so this is like going to be the side of the bed. Okay, we got mattress area, so it needs to be up a little bit higher than that. So this is like the thickness of the mattress. The only reason why I can do that is because I already had that line there. I just erased it so I could still see it. Alright, so this is kind of the thickness of the mattress, I guess you could say. So from here to your vanishing point, that's going to let you know basically how the mattress is going to appear. Let me see. So from where it intersects there, it's going to come out like this. I'm going to make sure I can do. So then from this corner of the mattress to the vanishing point, and it's almost straight, and that's because of the fact that it's pretty much almost right under the vanishing point. Okay? Alright, so now I'm going to work on basically the head and footboards. So when you're doing this, you got to remember that it's going to have more than one dimension. So the bottom of like the feet of the bed, it's going to go out like that. On this side it'll come like this. Okay? It's like the thickness of the headboard. Okay? So because I'm going to make it the same thickness of the whole headboard, I'm just going to draw my straight line all the way up to where the headboard is too. I don't know if the video is picking it up, but I can hear frogs in my backyard. Very weird sound. Okay. Okay, since the legs of the bed are not the whole length of the bed or the whole width of the bed, you just kind of go from that corner to the vanishing point, just how thick you want to make the legs, okay? But your mattress is going to go right here. Alright, so same thing here. This is straight up and down right here. And I'm thinking I'm going to make like a little bit of a footboard. So it's not very high, but it's a little bit higher than the mattress. Okay? So like that. Erase the mattress inside that because you won't see the mattress through it. And then the top part is going to go back to the vanishing point. Okay, so same thing here. The top part is going to go back to the vanishing point. I'm making a simple headboard because I don't really want to make it complicated. I just want to keep it simple. So the top side here is going to be straight across. Okay, so that's how I get. Alright, so then same thing. Top part here is going to be straight across. Okay, so that was to there. I'm just going to erase the okay. Alright, so you see how it's coming along now? It's starting to look more like a bed. So you can add to that by, you know, creating like the pillow form. You know, so it's like this. You can have maybe the blanket come down, or if you want to put some kind of bed skirt or something on it. And I just thought about something. This kind of looks a little bit off. Like it needs something underneath the mattress, like another little bar. So we'll do that so that it looks like something's holding up the mattress. Alright. So this line here doesn't really have to be so sharp. Okay. Other things that you can add to your room, if you're going to add in some kind of dresser, you can always start with, I'm trying to think of how I want to start my dresser. I guess you could start with the side of the dresser that you, like where you want to put the dresser. So if I want to put the dresser right here against this wall, I'm going to start with the side of the dresser that's facing me. So just kind of like that we did with the buildings and stuff, you can just kind of draw in the side that's facing you. Oh, let's make sure my line's straight now. Okay, so this is going to be the side of the dresser that's facing me. Just like we did with the cityscape, that's going to be, you know, the front face of the dresser. Okay. That's going back to that vanishing point again. So will this. Okay, and then this line here is going to be straight across. Okay, so now we pretty much have a box. Okay, you're not going to see the floor line or the wall line right there, so you erase that. Okay, and now to, you know, kind of create your drawers or whatever. A lot of the times dressers you'll see will have like a, almost like you can see through the bottom part right here, like there'll be like Remember, always use the edge of your paper to help you draw that straight line. Okay. Okay, it would continue here. So I would say if it's going to continue, I'm just going to give myself a little mark so that I know about how high it's going to continue on the side. Okay, but I'm going to make it a little bit wider than that. Okay, so now I don't really like the way that looks because it's not quite even. So I'm going to fix up this one side. There we go, that's a little bit better. Alright, so the thing that's missing here is you're going to be able to see that side of this leg. So you want to go back to the vanishing point to get this angle, and then it's going to be straight up and down to end that leg. Okay, so let me darken this back up because it got erased. Alright, so now it's starting to look more like a dresser and less like a box. Okay, so you want to figure that when they create these dressers that there's going to be like an edge, just like you wouldn't have windows all the way to the edge of your building. You won't have the dresser drawer all the way to the end of the dresser. Usually there's kind of like a little buffer zone. If there isn't, there are the kind that will have like it'll gap over here. So I'm trying to think of which kind I want to make. Well, I'm going to give it a little bit of buffer zone on top because it won't usually go all the way up to the top because it needs to have that space for the top part. Yeah, I guess I'll make them go all the way to the edge. It's just going to make it easier. Alright, so I want to kind of get an idea of where I want it to start on the bottom too, because that's important to decide how big your drawers are going to be. Okay, so I drew this all the way across, but it's not going to stay that way. It is only going to be like a little spot right here. But I just wanted to get an idea. Alright, so you don't have to be as precise, but I want it to look good. So I'm just going to measure how far that is. So 5. Maybe make it about 1 centimeter each and give a little bit of space in between. We'll see what we get. So 2 of this, and then it's not going to be enough space. Alright. Let's try this again. Alright, so I like the idea of, let me do this. Okay. So think that works. Okay. Just figure out how you can break it up where you're going to have a space for the drawer and then the space in between the drawers and then another drawer. So this is what I came up with. I just had a little bit over a centimeter for each drawer at the small side. By that I mean the side that's closest to the vanishing point, so it's going to appear smaller. And then about 2/16. This is just what I did. You don't have to do it the same way. But I want you to be like, I want you to not just randomly do it. I want you to actually think about how big you want to make the drawers and things like that. Alright, so the lip of the drawer that's going to come out over top is just going to be about this big. So it's just going to come to here. Okay. So I'm just going to draw the line right now and I'll erase what I don't need. So you're just going to go this way. And alright, so I kind of like the way that looks. I'm only erasing the back line of the middle ones. So like this side piece is all one piece. Like that. Okay. So if you're going to put handles on your dresser drawers, which most dresser drawers do have handles, you're going to need to make sure that you kind of mark lightly where you want your handles. Like give yourself a line because you want your handles to be lined up with each other. I'm doing it really light because I know I'm going to erase it afterwards. But I want to mark the middle of each of these. Alright. So now I'm going to give it handles. It's kind of easy just to start with a circle. That's another good point. It really should be lined up this way too. So make sure you're lining them up. Okay. You could do it this way, or you can make pulls, like if you've ever seen the type that kind of looks like this. Like a handle like that. I kind of actually like that better. So I think I'm going to go with the handles that are like a pull handle. Remember when it's farther away, it's going to look smaller. So it's okay if the one that's closest to the vanishing point looks a little bit smaller. It's what you really want. Just kind of so that's the way this is looking. This handle's a little bit smaller. And then this handle's just a little bit bigger. Okay, I like the way that looks. So now I can go back in and I can erase my little guideline that I did for that. I want you guys to really go in and make this your own. For checkpoint 1, it can just be kind of like a plain room where you've got your objects in there. But checkpoint 2 is going to be where you personalize it and also add all your coloring and shading and things like that. So checkpoint 1, this is not done for checkpoint 1. This room needs a lot more. I need a window. At least one window in your room. I don't care if you pick this side to do your window on, or if you choose to do your window on one of your other sides. It's not, you know, it's your choice. This does not have to be a perfect replica of your house. So, you know, this is just a creation, doesn't have to be reality. But I do want you to make it realistic. So, while it may not be your reality, I want it to look like it could be. Okay, so windows. Windows a lot of the time have window frames around them. You do not want to have this just be a hole cut in the wall. That's not going to look very good. So your options are, once you've got your kind of rectangular base here, you can choose to frame it out, you know, how can I put this? Everything still would go back to your vanishing point. So if there's a little bit of a ledge on my window, it's going to go back to the vanishing point. So let me do this. I'm going to frame out the window. So this is the little ledge. Okay. Okay, so I'm starting to get a little bit of a ledge feel to it. Straight up from here for the side. That doesn't look right. It's not straight. Alright, it's a little bit better. Still not really happy with the way it looks. Could be because it's getting to the point where it's so small that it's hard for my pencil to really get in there. But oh, it doesn't look good to me. I'm getting picky. Okay, so this is gonna get an extra little line right here. Alright, so we can see that side. Probably also be able to see alright, so this side. Okay. Alright, so getting the look of the window frame. Again, it's got to go. That's not quite the corner. Make sure my pencil tip is on the corner. Here we go. Alright, and I'm going to connect that. And that's the little like that's where, like kind of like the ledge of the window, I guess you could say, like the inside edge of the window. And so then on the outside of that would be your window frame. So that would be like this. And it usually comes out from the corner. I'm just going to go the same distance around though first. Alright, so I'm going to erase this little line here. So I can connect to this. Alright, and now I'm just going to go from the corner to my corners. This part's not to the point. This point is just from my corner to the corner. So it's almost the same angle, but not quite. Alright. Alright, goes over. Alright. So this is the part that's kind of like the ledge. I'm going to erase. Hold on a second. I wish my eraser was smaller. Okay, so this is like the inside of your window frame. Okay. So if I was going to pretend that my window was open, because that's what it looks like right now, I'm going to go like this. So it's as if my window is open. And erase inside it so you can't see that line. Okay, and because it's at our eye line, we're not going to see on top or the bottom of that one, because it's right at the eye line. Okay, so this would be where your screen would be if there was a screen. Okay, and you know the little things that pull the screens out. Alright, so that's my window. The top of the window would be up here. Okay. Alright, so there's my window. Alright, so I want to put other stuff in here. Maybe one of those things like those cubby organizer things. Like I could put something over here. Maybe I could always put a TV up on top of here. You know, maybe like a little bookshelf or something. Something where you've got other furniture in there. You could also put like an area rug. So maybe there's a rug in the center of the room. Now, be careful if you're going to choose to put a rug in there, because you want to make sure that it looks like it has some definition. Like, don't just make it look like there's a hole in your floor, like this looks like kind of right now. So either look at other rugs or, you know, something where you can kind of give it some definition or pattern or something, so that it doesn't just look like a square in the middle of your floor. But be creative, guys. Like, maybe there's a beanbag chair in the corner of the room. And just like I said before, be careful how hard you press with your pencil, because you don't want to be able to see everything through it. Okay? That's what I've got so far. I want you guys to add a bunch of different things in this. For checkpoint 1, you should have most of your objects drawn. Now, you may have like little objects that you put around the room that make the room yours. But for checkpoint 1, all the furniture that you're going to put in there, if you're going to have a picture on the wall or something, you should have that also kind of situated. Don't leave all your walls bare. Make sure you have something. You need to have a window somewhere. I don't care where you have the window. You need to have some kind of pictures or something on your walls. It should not be just plain walls. You need to have a bed in there. You need to have a dresser in there. And then some other form of furniture or something. Not just a beanbag, but like maybe, you know, some kind of bookshelf or something else in your room. Okay? You're going to need some kind of light, so you could try to do a light fixture on the ceiling. I don't think that's going to be as easy as it would be just to put some kind of lamp in there. But let me see what you guys come up with, and good luck.